Today, we're going to be talking about home classrooms, happy learners, and happy teachers. Okay, so let's start. So I'm going to start with this quote. We learn better when we are face to face and heart to heart with someone who cares about us. Okay? And this is very important, my dear teachers, because relationships are going to be the key in this webinar. Relationships are crucial to help our students learn and feel happy as they learn too. They are crucial. So let's see how we are able to build these relationships, okay? So when the moment we are born, we need to survive, right? Because we cannot survive by ourselves. So that's why our brain is a social organ, because it needs others to survive. I cannot, as a baby, feed myself or change my diaper or put on some clothes. I don't know how. So I need others. So that's why we attach to the people who take care of us. Yes? We attach to them because we need them to survive. And from them, we also learn other things that we're going to need to survive, like language, the rules, how to behave, how to be part of that family or that community. If I belong because I know all of these things, then that means that I am going to survive. And the brain wants us to survive, okay? So we make these attachments because we need to belong, because we need to survive, all right? And so when we go to school, we continue forming these attachments because we also need to belong to a group, to a school, to a group of friends, yes? Because we need also to survive in school, yes? If we don't belong, if we feel rejected, we suffer. And then we feel big feelings. And then the brain thinks there is a threat, and then it thinks that you're in danger, that you're not going to be able to survive. So that's why we also need to make attachments at school, all right? So when we go to school, we attach to our teacher the same way we attach to our primary caregivers at home, all right? This is super important to know. Okay, now, there are different types of attachment that we form with our primary caregivers, all right? And as I was telling you, we attach to the teacher the same way we attach to our parents or to the persons that are taking care of us at home, all right? Now, knowing that our children come to school with a certain type of attachment, we're going to be able to understand a little bit better why they behave in a certain way when they are with us in school or in the classroom, all right? Okay, so what are these types of attachments that children can develop? The first one is a secure attachment. These are the children that grow up in their families feeling safe, knowing that they belong, that all of their survival needs are covered, clothes, food, sleep, love, attention, etc. So they grow up learning that they can trust the adults that take care of them. If they trust the adults that take care of them at home, then when they go to school and they see an adult, they say, oh, I know these people, these big people are people that I can trust. So they go to school, they feel happy at school, they are eager to learn because they feel safe. with those adults. So they participate, they pay attention in the class, they engage the activities, they are super happy in the classroom. But what happens when children grow up in their families feeling a little bit insecure? Because nobody pays attention to their needs. So they learn that they have to do that by themselves. Or sometimes they pay attention to their needs and sometimes they don't. So they don't know if this time they can trust them. So they are always like anxious and seeing if that person is or not going to attend their feelings. Yes. So that makes them feel that they cannot trust the adults that take care of them. So when they go to school and they see an adult, they are like, should I trust in that person or not? Because in my experience, I cannot trust big people. Yeah. So they come to school and they feel anxious and they struggle with big feelings. Maybe they feel sad because they don't want to be there because they miss their mom, for example. They feel angry because they left them there. They feel scared because this is a new place that I don't know, with people I don't know. And I am in a classroom with a chair that is speaking a different language that I don't know. So this is very scary. Maybe I feel lonely because I have no friends, etc., etc., etc. So if we understand how our students come to the classroom, then we can help them feel better. Yes, so that's why I'm telling you a little bit about how we form this attachment, and these relationships are so important. And so when we are feeling these big feelings, our brain goes into survival mode. Uh-oh, I am feeling these big feelings. There is a threat. Oh no, let's activate the fight, flight, or freeze response. Because we feel stressed, we feel unsafe at school. And when we activate the fight, flight, or freeze response, we may behave in different ways in the classroom, all right? So if a child that is feeling stressed because he doesn't feel safe at school activates the fight response, then that child might misbehave, disobey, have tantrums, or defiant behaviors. If they activate the flight response, they might ignore you, they might not look at you, refuse to talk to you, or try to escape, or even escape from the classroom. Yes? If they activate the freeze response, then they don't want to participate. They don't want to engage in any of the activities that you propose. And this doesn't have to do with you specifically. It has to do with the way they learn to relate to others. Yes? Okay. So if we know that 4 out of 10 students in the classroom are going to have an insecure attachment, then that means that 4 out of 10 students in your classroom are going to be misbehaving, are going to be not paying attention to you, are going to be looking, at the window, daydreaming. They're not going to respond when you ask them something. Yes? And so you can feel that you're losing group control. And that creates chaos in the classroom, right? So suddenly I have 4 that are playing and standing, and some don't want to engage and participate, and you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And you also feel under a lot of stress because it's hard to teach them, You are not going to be able to finish your lesson plan. You are losing group control and you feel stressed. Plus, your inner battery is totally drained. I cannot cope with this. So what do we need to do? Emma just shared with us amazing strategies to calm down. Yes? We need to calm down. We need to stop. We need to remember that what we need to do for our students to feel safe in the classroom is to create a secure attachment from day one so that our students feel safe. It doesn't matter the type of attachment they develop with the adults they grew up with. Yes? They may have felt insecure at home, but you have to make sure that in your classroom and at school, they are safe with you, that you are an adult they can trust. That is what they have to feel. Because if they trust you, my dear teachers, if they feel safe with you in the classroom, and they feel loved, accepted, respected, valued, then they are going to feel safe, and then there is not going to be any threat. They are not going to feel stress, and then they're going to relax, and they are going to be ready to learn. Yes? So that's why we have to create a secure attachment with our students. Okay. So we're in this moment in which everything is a chaos. And as I was telling you, we need to calm down. Now, first the teacher, if we calm down, we're teaching the brain to pause for a moment, to think clear before acting or reacting. I cannot respond in a proper way when I am feeling stressed, because I have all these feelings inside me that are going to make me respond maybe impulsively and in a way that I don't want. So that's why I have to take a moment to calm down. If I take a moment to calm down, I reduce the stress and anxiety. I understand there is no threat. I feel safe. And if I feel safe, then I can get everything back under control, and I'm ready to teach. And my students are also going to be ready to learn. Because let me tell you something, we need to do this ourselves first because we're role models. So then our students learn how to do it too, because they learn from us and they are very young. So we are teaching them. We are teaching with our actions as well. All right? So it's important to calm down, to reduce stress, to feel safe, and to continue, right? Okay. So learning to calm down when we feel stress is a skill we need to develop. It's called self-management and is one of the 5 competencies of social and emotional learning. Okay? Since this is a skill, we need to practice and practice and practice over and over again. It's not something that we're going to be doing just one day. We have to do it every day. So we have to be consistent. If we do it every day, it's going to help your students feel calm and relaxed and feel safe with you. And it's also going to help you to recharge. Okay? So it's a win-win for everybody. So include these well-being activities that I'm going to share with you as part of your daily routine. Well, at the beginning of the class, to help students reconnect and set their minds after recess, PE class, or any other class, they come and then, they come back and then they have the English class, but they were somewhere before. Set their mind, let's reconnect, because they come like, running and chatting, and they are not ready to start the class. First, they need to calm down and reconnect, right? In the middle of the class, to help students reconnect after an intense learning period. You're teaching language or vocabulary, they have to listen to the word, repeat it, and chorally, individually. They have to do drills, everything. They have to pay attention to you. Oh my God, I'm tired. Yes, then we have to reconnect after a learning period, intense period. So you do this one of these activities. Or at the end of the class, to relax before leaving the classroom, or to set their minds so they can start a new class. Okay? So it's important to know that you can do this in 1 or 2 minutes. Remember that our very young learners have a very short span of attention. So don't do these activities to make them last 10 minutes, because you're going to lose them, 1 or 2. So it's very easy to include these activities as part of your daily routine. Write them in your lesson plan so you don't forget about it, okay? So this is what you can do. 5-finger breathing. Okay, so children are very concrete, so we need to give them concrete activities so they learn how to calm down, all right? It goes like this. Show me your hand. Let's breathe in and out as we trace our hand. Breathe in, out, in, out. And you see, they breathe in and out 5 times in less than a minute. Okay, let's continue with the class. Stretch and breathe. Okay, everybody's like, oh. And then you say, okay, everybody, breathe in, stretch, breathe out. That's another way. Slow walking and music. You play some music and then you ask your students to stand up, and they are going to be walking, focusing on right and left, okay? So I breathe in and then I move right, my right arm and my right leg. Then I breathe out and move the other leg and the other arm. And then you say right, left. Okay, so you breathe in and out, saying right and left as they walk. Okay, that is another one you can do. Breathing bodies. Okay, so you can ask your students to lay down on the floor. For example, if you have a place to do your circle time, you can also use this one for this activity. And breathing bodies, just because children like toys. And we have to make it fun. Okay, so you can have little bodies like this one, or maybe if you don't have them, you can use bean bags or something like that. So you ask the children to put the body on top of their tummy, and then they have to see how their tummy moves up and down as they breathe in and out. Okay? That's another thing that you can do. Or breathing bubbles. Okay, so this one, they love it, and it can create a very nice atmosphere in your classroom. And maybe your students are also going to be waiting for this time to come during the day. All right? Breathing bubbles. So this is what you can do. You bring some bubbles, and then you are going to tell your students, okay, I'm going to blow bubbles, and you have to breathe in, and then blow the air. So let's see how many bubbles you can burst, okay? And they are breathing in and out, okay? And trying to burst the bubbles. Let's do it. Let's do it, my dear teachers, okay? So, and they are going to be, yes. And they love this activity because it's fun. Brain gym. Brain gym is to cross your body from left to right to reconnect, and you can do it with music, okay? So you can play some music that they like, classical music, and what they need to do is to cross their body, and you can put the steps, and they stand up and they move, or they can snap and touch their nose and their ear. Or they can put their right hand on their left leg, their left hand on the right leg, and they are dancing, okay? There is another one, hug yourself. Okay, everybody, after they worked very hard on a project, on an activity, everybody, let's give ourselves a hug. Oh, well done, well done. Congratulations. That's another one. And the last one I want to share with you today is a calming chant. This calming chant is a chant that Lina and I created for the wellness books that are part of the Learning Well book. And it goes like this. You ask your students to stand up and you tell them, make a pause, there's a cause. You're in charge to recharge. Walk around to calm down as you breathe in and out. So they are walking and then you tell them, breathe in, arms up, and then you say, breathe out, arms down. You do this several times and then you tell them, all is well, hear the bell, and then you can ring a bell softly. Now sit down, hands on lap. And then after this calming chant, they are ready, they are focused, they are reconnected, and you can continue with your class or introducing a new activity. Okay? I also have some additional ideas for you, my dear teachers, because when we are trying to include these activities in the classroom, we also have to remember that we need to set rules and routines. Setting rules and routines also make our students feel safe because they know what is going to happen. So if you always include the activities that I am telling you, and they are part of your lesson plan, you choose them and you write them and you make sure that you do them, then they are going to know, oh, it's time for calming activity. Yay, it's time for bubbles. Yay! They're going to wait for that and they're going to feel safe because they know what's going on in the class. Also, I told you, relationships are super important. So make them feel like home. Make your classroom be a big family where everybody belongs. Everybody is seen. Everybody is respected. Everybody is valued. Make them feel at home. Love them. Love your students. They are so young and they need you. Be there when they need you. When they need you to hold them, to tell them everything is going to be okay, to teach them with love. And yes, I was reading a question. Yes, sometimes when children are feeling big feelings, you will have to use language one, their native tongue, so they can tell you and you can tell them how they feel, and then you can tell them what they can do. All right, it's okay. Use a calm voice in the classroom. I know that sometimes when everything is chaotic, we are like, yes, but if we raise the tone of our voice, then everybody's like, oh, they feel scared. And then they're going to feel stressed. And it's going to be a never-ending circle. So use a calm voice. If you want to call your students' attention, ring a bell or any other instrument that you have handy, or play some music. You can play the same music and train them in a way so when they listen to specific music, they know that it's time to clean up. They know it's time to stand up. They know it's time to go and get their lunch boxes instead of, raising your voice. Okay? Focus on their strengths. Children feel unsafe many times because they are scared to lose your love. They are scared to lose your love, because if you don't love them, that means that you're not going to make them feel part of you and your group. They're going to feel rejected, and then they are going to feel stressed and they're going to be misbehaving. And if they know that they are making mistakes and that you get angry because they are not doing it well, then they feel super scared to lose you, to lose your love. So, hey, with love, it's okay to make mistakes. We're all learning. We're developing skills. You're doing it great. And focus on what but this, you did this great. Good job. Congratulations. Yes. It's important to create a peace corner if you can in your classroom. So it's a time to go and in that corner to sit and to relax and to calm down for a second when your student is feeling really very angry or they are feeling a big feeling. In the Learning Well books, Lina and I put a lot of ideas so you can create peace corners and how to use them, all right? And play with them. Play with them like with these things or with bubbles. Play with them. Make them feel happy in a familiar environment. Yes, they love toys. They love to play because the brain learns better when it is playing because it doesn't feel stressed. And when we play, we don't feel stressed. We feel happy, right? And be flexible and patient. Remember, it is a skill that we need to teach our students. And we're also role models. So we're modeling them all the time how to behave and how to calm down. So it's a skill we need to do over and over again. Okay, and now, if there are still children showing big feelings in the class after doing all these activities, take a moment to talk to them and do the following. Ask them to recognize the emotion they're feeling. How do you feel? If they don't know the word, okay, I see you're feeling frustrated or I see you're feeling angry, okay? It's important to label the emotions so we're able to manage it. Remember, these are competencies we're developing on social and emotional learning skills. And then tell them, where do you feel that emotion in your body? Where do you feel it? By the way, emotions are automatic responses to something that is happening inside or outside of us. Yes, it's something that we cannot control. It's the way our body reacts to something. Yes, the feeling is the name we put to that emotion. If I'm feeling angry, where do you feel it? Here. Okay, that emotion, that automatic response that you feel it here, oh, when you feel it here, it's called angry. Feeling is like the name we give to the emotion. Yes? Okay, so when we're able to name how we feel and where we feel it, then we're able to manage the emotion. And then we have to recuperate from the emotion. And there's when we have to do these activities, the calming activities that I'm telling you and that, but we have to train the brain to do them before it happens. So that's why we have to do it every day. So when they feel angry, they know, oh, yes, my brain knows that when I feel stressed, I need to calm down. The brain will know, okay? So, okay, let's breathe in and out. Take that emotion out of your body. You don't want it inside because it hurts. Go to the peace corner, calm down, okay? And that's it for today, my dear teachers. Remember, your students may forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. I really hope that these activities that I share with you today are something that you can implement in your classroom right away. And I wish you really the best